It would be cool to be a cat and then to have a cool scratch post and just. Hey. Well, hello there, and welcome to my channel. So I just watched Hannibal episode 1, and I'm so intrigued and annoyed that I cannot figure out why Hannibal wants Will so badly. It seems to me now that Hannibal deliberately created a scene where Will would be traumatized so that he can have him. So that Will is traumatized and he needs to seek counsel, guidance. But yeah, why would Hannibal need Will? Because he does. Like in the first episode, I mean, Hannibal is so extremely cold and controlled. He's not faced with anything, but he is faced with Will. Like those tiny glances he does. He can barely control his excitement and his fascination with Will. So Hannibal sees Will completely. There's a need for him there. So Will is a tool for Hannibal in some way. You know, it's interesting. It's like Hannibal seems to have it all figured out. He probably can never be caught unless he wants to. And he's maxed himself out in discipline, self-control, all of it. What could someone like that still want, right? A powerful equal? But not just because, at some point a powerful equal is a threat. But here he needs something that he can't get anywhere else. He is not looking for a mirror in Will. He doesn't care if Will just see him for who he is. He wants something else too. I mean, I think what Hannibal wants with Will has a lot to do with Will's talent. So Hannibal doesn't see Will as fragile, not necessarily. He sees him as useful. As powerful, actually. Yeah, fascinating. I can't at this point figure it out. Bothers me. So yeah, let's switch. Is this Will again? Ooh. Well, now he's focused. Not such a great aim. Will, you need help. Like, now. It's like, you can't live like this. It's also socially not responsible. I mean, I think he will be forced into help very soon. And guess who that help is gonna be? First of all, he shouldn't keep investigating if his mental is already at such a fragile state. Yep, a perfectly normal phenomena. We all have that many antlers in our attics. Hair. What are we doing? He's still he's still gonna try to teach. Oh boy.
Hi. How are you, Will?
So this is the lady that likes him, pretends to not?
I have no idea. This is an ambush?
Yep.
Ambush is later. Immediately later. Soon to know. When Jack arrives, consider yourself ambushed.
Where's Jack?
Question is, do you want to go back to the field?
I want him back in the field.
Yeah.
And I've told the board I'm recommending a psych eval.
The session wouldn't be with me.
Hannibal Lecter's a better fit. Your relationship's not personal.
I'm not gonna be comfortable with anybody inside my head.
You've never killed anyone before, Will. It's a deadly force encounter. It's a lot to digest.
You just pulled the trigger 10 times.
Yeah.
Wait, so psych eval isn't a formality?
No, it's so I can get some sleep at night. How many nights did you spend in Abigail Hobbs's hospital room, Will?
Too many.
Therapy doesn't work on me.
It will, if it's Hannibal.
Therapy doesn't work on you because you won't let it.
Therapy doesn't work on you. Yeah, he is a walled system. Well, I don't think someone like Hannibal cares about walls. That's not an issue for him at all. Yeah, but how do you get someone with walls to not pay attention to the fact that you're breaching them? Or to make him not care about that? Yeah, it's not really therapy you need. This office is over the top. Hannibal's like, right where I want you.
Your psychological evaluation. You're totally functional and more or less sane. Well done. What you need is a way out of dark places when Jack sends you there.
True.
You saved Abigail Hobbs's life, you also orphaned her. It comes with certain emotional obligations regardless of empathy disorders.
Do you feel obligated?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a staggering amount of obligation. I feel responsibility. How does that make you feel?
How does it make you feel? Is this therapy or a support group?
It's whatever you need it to be. And well, the mirrors in your mind can reflect the best of yourself, not the worst of someone else.
For someone who avoids eye contact, Will is staring at Hannibal awfully lot. He also likes what Hannibal says. Yeah, Will is terrified of losing control, of going insane. But the only way to prevent going insane is to master insanity itself. Then it's a choice. I go there or I don't go there. You can't just keep running away from it. It will catch up to you. He's afraid of that mastery. He's afraid of what it takes to master something like that. Because in order to master something like that, you need to go through that a lot. And you need to build yourself up for the ability to go through that. Because otherwise, then game over, more or less. But how do you teach mastery of insanity itself, of fear itself, to someone who even fears the procedure of the mastery? Right. I guess, well, Hannibal could just brute force him intellectually, but that's just not fun. Yeah, curious what his strategy is going to be. We're going to see something not nice soon.
No, it's a marijuana plant.
No, it's a hand. Lovely. The absolute psychopathy of this. Shooting is not going to help.
I'm pretty sure firearm accuracy isn't a prerequisite for teaching.
Why does she keep interacting with him? I'm not interested in her at all. The other lady was fun, the psychologist lady.
You're a weaver. I took you for an isosceles guy.
Yeah, I have a rotator cuff issue, so I have to use the Weaver stance.
Don't touch me.
I got stabbed when I was a cop.
What do you want? Shoo.
No lead in pencils, it's graphite.
See if that helps with the recoil.
He's better. Okay, thank you, inappropriately touchy lady. You did help. But I didn't ask for your help, so hands off.
Therapy might work on you after all.
Therapy is an acquired taste, which I have yet to acquire.
The resistance of this guy. It's like, who hurt you? Why do you insist of anyone else seeing you? Don't you want that desperately?
Okay, we got 9 bodies,
various stages of decay, and as you can see, all very well fertilized.
Line and rebar were used to administer intravenous fluids after they were buried. He was feeding them something.
What's wrong with these extreme psychopaths? I mean, I understand they exist, but like, what the hell? Don't you have anything better to do with your time?
Welcome back.
Yeah, but he's still unstable though.
Yeah, tell Sandra to give me a call, will you? Thank you.
Okay, this is the weird naked girl.
Excuse me. I'm one of the parents of the explorers who found the bodies.
Uh-huh.
You're a local police detective?
Yes, ma'am.
She's a predator.
Can you, tell me what that man is doing over there by himself?
He's some kind of special consultant, works for the FBI.
Why is every sociopath obsessed with Will? Well, I don't know if she is, but she's definitely very odd. Ah, well, I guess, first of all, they would be interested in him because he can catch them. But Hannibal doesn't care about that. He wants Will for personal reasons. He wants Will in his arsenal, like a tool he can use at the ready. It's like Will on the shelf. Are we supposed to be hypnotized by the zoom, zoom, zoom? I like that Will's lips go a little bit upwards when he's like in neutral state, like the cute cat smiley.
This is my design.
He's been saying this is my design for some time, so is this a phrase that Will himself says for some reason? Also, channeling psychopaths this many times is bound to do something to you. Are you gonna turn into one?
What did you see? Out in the field.
Hobbs. No hallucination. I saw him lying there in someone else's grave.
Did you tell Jack what you saw?
No.
But you're telling me?
It's stress. Not worth reporting.
Yeah.
I don't consider Hobbs my victim.
What do you consider him?
Interesting question.
Dead.
Not
Is
amused.
it harder imagining the thrill somebody else feels killing, now that you've done it yourself?
Ah. Hannibal wants Will to see Hannibal for who he is and to figure him out in due time. Is he lonely in the fact that he sees murder as art and he wants Will to see it that way? I like the fact that he's losing his self-control around Will. I don't think Will is fully conscious of that.
Well, no, they weren't crops. They were the fertilizer. The bodies were covered in fungus.
The structure of a fungus mirrors that of the human brain, an intricate web of connections.
That's a weird, odd thing to say.
He admires their ability to connect the way human minds can't.
Yours can.
Yeah.
The way he looks at Will is so extremely predatory. Like, he wants to eat him, but probably more than physically. I think he wants to consume what Will is. And then, again, for what purpose? What do you want with him? Oh my God.
Is that what your farmer is looking for? Some sort of connection?
Is that what you're looking for?
Have a good evening, Will.
The fuck are you?
Miss Kimball?
Yes.
Good evening. Please come in.
She's a patient. Well, a patient. Well, but then again, if she's not someone Hannibal requires, he'll just gonna dispose of her. If he sees people exactly who they are. I think he has been portrayed as such, who can just like look at someone and be like, everything that you are, I see. And I know my immediate uses of you. Or the lack thereof. So yeah, I'm a little bit curious what she is, but I'm also annoyed by her.
You're one of 3 doctors I'm interviewing. It's more or less a bake-off.
I'm very supportive of bake-offs. It's important you find someone you're comfortable with.
I love that you've written so much on social exclusion. Since that's why I'm here, I was wondering...
Are you Freddie Lance? This is unethical, even for a tabloid journalist.
Yep. Immediately figured her out. You don't just mess with someone like this. This will eat you. Ah, silly lady.
I'm afraid I must ask for you back.
What?
You're back.
He knows what she did.
I'd rather not take it from you. Delete the conversation she recorded. You've been terribly rude, Miss Lowndes. What's to be done about that?
Is that her?
Well, next time, bring your wife. I'd love to have you both for dinner.
Thank you.
Yep. He's funny.
Lovely. So, why do you think Will Graham came back?
I don't think lovely is enough of a description.
Well, I believe that a guy like Will Graham knows exactly what's going on inside of his head, which is why he doesn't want anyone else up there.
I think Will has no idea what's going on there. Like, look at him, he's freaking out. Yeah, it seems to me that Will understands more like the structural things, but what he is influenced by and what happens with him is more like waves. And how can you control something that just flows, right? You need a very different skill set for that, and you can't biohack your way out of it. Yeah, you just need to go through it.
All right.
The way Hannibal enjoys things is very unsettling to me. The intensity is off the charts.
Force feeding them sugar water? They're all diabetics. He induces a coma and puts them in the ground. So he's a doctor or a pharmacist or he works somewhere in medical services.
So he can feed the mushrooms. We dug up his mushroom garden.
Yeah, he's gonna want to grow a new one.
He's gonna be angry. I worked so hard on this garden.
Picking up a prescription for Gretchen's spec.
Oh, just the wrong one. Just a second.
Next victim. You take this, you're gonna feel all right.
Oh, could you sign here, please? And that's your correct address?
That's where I'm gonna collect you for my garden. Very nice. The things you do for your garden. How do they know that it's this one?
She's the chain's 10th diabetic customer to disappear after filling a prescription for insulin. Second to disappear from this exact location.
Well, then that's a very unclean work if you kidnap them from your workplace and keep working there while kidnapping them from the same place with the same routine.
Right here, still logged into his workstation.
Imagine being a normal customer there, just buying your bread or whatever. And there's like FBI come in.
Everyone, please
can't
stop
be that
what you
easy.
are doing.
Yeah, this is a different guy.
Special Agent Jack Crawford. Which one of you is Eldon Stemets?
Eldon was just here. Just now.
Is his car still in the parking lot? Give me your baton.
The girl.
She's alive!
Okay, he himself at least left a crime scene, but that's a very interesting approach to not even change locations where you're doing this from.
You are naughty, Miss Lowndes.
Who is it?
Death. Okay. Well, first of all, it's interesting that Hannibal didn't kill her. I guess he was not interested in her. So he just let them know where she is.
You lied to a police officer.
You can't arrest me for lying.
She know too much.
The unfortunate timing of your article allowed a murderer to escape. Just like everywhere you go, you contaminate crime scenes. I can indict you for obstructing justice.
Good.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't.
You don't write another word about Will Graham, and I won't have to.
She's a crime scene junkie. Same thing. No exit. In one of these instances, it's not gonna end well.
Discuss better times. The old lady said that, in her opinion, Europe was entirely to blame for the way things were now.
Did Jack send you?
No, I sent me.
She cares. Good.
Actually, I was just enjoying listening to you read. I don't feel sorry for myself at all. I feel good.
A very ominous coffee cup. What does he feel good about? She is a pest, this one.
I'm sorry I got you fired.
Not the first cop you got fired.
Guarantee you it pays better. Right now, future you is thanking me.
I read your article. Tell me about Will Graham.
Yeah, that's when you know when you're dealing with a sociopath. Just, I need this information. Give now. Okay, cool. Is Hannibal gonna protect Will from all of them? From himself?
Where's Will Graham?
We have an eyewitness to the murder. We don't need Will Graham.
That's not why I'm asking.
Someone find me Will Graham! Well, what does he want with Will Graham?
Someone who understands him.
What did you tell him?
Everything?
Mm-hmm. He was holding a gun to her head, so obviously she told him everything.
Hello?
Will, it's Jack. You at the hospital?
Yes, I am.
Stamets knows about Abigail.
Who took her?
I don't know.
He is running around slightly like a crazy man. Good, in the shoulder. That's really good. Run, run, run. Kick the gun away. Come on, do it, do it, do it. Move. Have a conversation now.
We all evolved from mycelium. I'm simply reintroducing her to the concept. The spores reach for you as you walk by. You should have let me plant her. You would have found her in a field where she was finally able to reach back.
This is beyond my comprehension.
Killing Hobbs felt just. I didn't feel a sprig of zest when I shot Eldon Stamets.
You didn't kill Eldon Stamets. If your intention was to kill him, it's because you understand why he did the things he did. It's beautiful in its own way. Giving voice to the unmentionable. Where was your battle with Hobbs?
You're supposed to be my battle.
I am. It wasn't the act of killing Hobbs that got you down, was it? Did you really feel so bad because killing him felt so good?
I liked killing Hobbs.
Killing must feel good to God, too. He does it all the time.
Did God feel good about that?
He felt powerful.
What is this TV show? I should I should watch these episodes when it's not like 11 p.m. and I haven't gotten my REM sleep. This is a bit too much, but this is fun because there's a lot. Very interesting concepts. So Hannibal wanted Will to admit that killing that man felt good, and that you gain, well, at least a sense of control and power by doing that, being in charge, I guess. What kind of teachings is Hannibal gonna impose onto Will? It seems Hannibal is trying to reshape Will in his image. But you know, if he was interested in Will before he was in his image, then crafting Will into something is gonna ruin the very thing that Hannibal liked to begin with. Well, I guess he wants to craft him into something more akin to himself so that he can what? Connect Is it as simple as Hannibal wanting someone to know who he is and what he does and not be terrified of it? Is that it? You know, and like not being terrified just because that other person is insane, but he wants a sane person to not be terrified of him. Do we care about being understood that much? I thought this episode would give me some answers or clues towards answers, but I have the same question, and now I get the sense that I'm not gonna get the answers from these episodes or at all, unless the show explicitly tells what they are. I get the sense that what Hannibal wants is very, like, peculiar. It's like a very nuanced thing he's looking for. It annoys me that I can't quite put the words on what it is that he wants. Yeah, very confusing episodes. I probably should watch them earlier in the day. A tip for next time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and see you. Bye.